Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a hopefully quick Let's Play series of the Sunrider Academy demo. I am your humble host Pt.1, the chief reviewer and loudmouth of VNsnow.com. Normally I don't do these. The few I have done, I was lucky to get what I was able to get done just because of my schedule and everything. But a few months ago now, well, a month ago now, someone on ask.fm asked if I would consider doing a video series of demos and short visual novels, an hour, 2 hours, something, well, an hour and a half is really short for English visual novels. And I said at the time, we have a lot of features on the site already that doesn't require another video series for me to do. Because a lot actually does go into this. A lot of takes, a lot of time. So I was on the fence about it. Then I decided, you know, today I had the day off, and the Sunrider Academy demo just released, and my opinions of Sunrider are pretty well known by now. So I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it and see what happens, and we'll kind of go from there. For those of you who don't know, the review of Sunrider Academy will be available in the About section and in the posting for the website. Not the biggest fan of the series. They have a lot of strong ideas, especially with their RPG simulator, their tactical kind of deal that they have going on with the RPG simulator. The overall story and the romances are just really kind of cliche. And it's a shame too, because this is actually my second take doing this. In the first take, what you're going to miss is my total surprise with how good the demo is. And I hold full judgment for whenever the game gets released. However, I will be pointing out a lot of different things. This isn't just going to be me reading the text. It's going to be me making observations about other works from Love and Space who are the developers of this and a few other games. And just some things I want to point out. So, with all of that going on, and a fair warning, I am battling kind of a persistent cough, so my voice is completely wrecked right now. So I hope you guys can appreciate the hard work I am putting in for this very website. You're welcome, America. But other than that, excuse me, we're going to go right in and let's see what Sunrider Academy has in store for us. Captain Kayto Shields gripped his armrest as the ancient Ryuvian lord spoke. It is over for your pathetic people. Your kind shall be reformed to serve us. I don't think so. Ha! What can your pathetic vessel do against the full might of the Holy Empire? Now meet your fate. 4 more cruisers dropped from warp, joining the already sizable enemy fleet. Laser beams tore through the hull as the cruisers opened fire. Shields may have appeared confident earlier, but he knew he was running out of options. The commander nearly lost her balance in the carnage. She gripped the handrail while shouting that the core was about to go critical. He was getting tired of always hearing that. Couldn't she ever say something else? What could he do? Fire the Vanguard again? But he didn't have enough command points for that. So, it's going to be explained very soon, but this is just a little fourth wall leaning on the game this is inspired by. Sunrider Academy is, of course, an alternate universe. If you have not, for some reason, played the Sunrider games on Steam, this is an alternate universe of those games. The Seraphim's awakening had worn off, and would be missile massacred the following turn. Both quantum torpedoes have been shot down by flak, and the Paladin was already out. All of this, again, if you haven't played, all of this are scenarios of things that happened during the battle in Sunrider. Farewell, Captain. Bad end. You have been defeated. Try again, Los. And this is something we'll be seeing more of in the demo as we get through the demo proper, but there's an attempt in Sunrider Academy to be more humorous. And it improves the writing by so much. There is such a stark difference between this and the regular Sunrider universe. It is night and day. But we'll get into more of that as we move forward. Excuse me. I threw up my hands in exasperation. Shouldn't suck on my teeth during the games. I hope you didn't hear. I hope you guys didn't hear the clicking sound. Anyway, what a stupid game. Okay. First off, hold on. My phone is ringing. Why is my phone ringing now? Okay, it's nobody important. We're just gonna decline. There we go. This is very unprofessional. I don't think the Red Brad or anybody would answer their cell phone during a Let's Play. But it wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, a couple things I wanted to point out in the room. On this wall here is a poster of Ice Blade. Ice Blade did the opening and ending tracks for the original Sunrider series. Excuse me. This picture right here is a picture of your little sister, and this is the memorial picture from Sunrider, as well as this model right here. Which means that in this universe, I guess, the Sunrider games are a game. I don't know what they're called, because the game is called Sunrider Academy, but there's that leaning on the fourth wall and comedy again. And this screen right here is very interesting, because this is from, and I believe I got the title right here, this is from Homeward, the first visual novel, Love in Space, created. However, I did not review that because of incest. Not only was it a hentai game, but one of the options was your little sister. So you can understand why I chose to avoid that particular title. But apparently it's very popular on Limbisoft, and it helped Love in Space and Sekai Project Connect. It's one of the reasons why Sunrider will be having a adult version of it, an uncensored quote-unquote version of it, for direct download, other than the Steam version that will be released. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the game. And speaking of our little sister, Mo, you're playing that game again? This level's got to be bugged. There's seriously no way that they could have intended to have 4 cruisers show up on the 8th turn. Okay, again, a little backstory here. In the original, before Sunrider was on Steam, it was for direct download, and it was very buggy. They had to clean up a lot of bugs before, up to and even after it got onto Steam. So this is obviously a reference to that. I don't know if it's complaining about it or what, but there you go. Maybe I should go to the developer's website and make a post about it. Okay, yes, a little sour grapes there, but we'll forgive that. No! You spent all of winter vacation doing nothing but playing games. But at this rate, you might end up like one of those unemployed people. The new turn's going to start tomorrow, and you haven't even got your uniform out yet. What am I going to do with you, Kayto? I crossed my arms. I wasn't about to get henpecked by my own sister. Work hard, play hard. That's what I always say. Ooh, is that so? Then are you finally going to get a girlfriend this year? Girlfriend? You always play those dating games on the holo, don't you? Of course. Something like getting a girlfriend is easy. Really now? Then good luck, Kayto. And remember, if you flake out like you did last year, excuse me, your little sister's gonna be highly disappointed in you. That was only my 2nd year. Everyone knows that real relationships don't start until the 3rd year. Really? Really? Whatever. Just try your best, okay? And remember, disappointed sister. Murray left the room grinning ear to ear. As soon as she left, I began regretting my words. Girlfriend, huh? I opened my closet and got my uniform out. Tomorrow I will return to being a student at Sunrider Academy. Located at the heart of Sarah City, Sunrider Academy is an experimental educational facility which gathers the brightest young minds from across the planet. Just being accepted was considered a great achievement. Honestly, I was surprised I got accepted. Don't go Tom on me, man. Don't go Tom on me. We're having a good time so far. Even if I was mostly average, I guess I have one thing. Okay. So this is where we go ahead and get our character paths. It's not some things together. This is our character path, and each of these paths will directly affect, the dating sim aspect and just how we manage in the game properly. Excuse me. So here's what we got. We got athletic, and all these offer different perks. Obviously, for athletic, the fitness perk would be the main thing. and you get a little bit of money. For intellectual, again, you get the big intellectual perk, and charismatic. Now, the thing I like about this, and we'll get into it a little further on as they explain more of the game systems, but the thing I like about it is that this is tactical as well. It's not like you can just grind out charisma and get a particular girl. There are certain qualifiers that will also go with that. And this is just setting you up to make it kind of lean you in the right direction to make one path a little bit more manageable than the other. Good karma. I'm going to go with good karma. We'll get into the others, but I'm going to go to good karma because I've played things pretty balancedly in most RPGs. But the thing with here, it also has a excuse me. It also has a luck buff here, a luck bonus. Excuse me, a 40, which is going to be very, very important for me, just based on how I play basically everything. So you get a little bit of money, you get a balanced streak of everything, and a luck bonus. So we're going to go with that. But before we do, well-rounded is you more or less get balance on everything, as well as this toy dog. And wealthy hair is basically you get money and prestige. So basically you're a punk in all of these. But depending on what you're playing, and I'll show you guys the levels, the difficulty levels you can go for later. But I would almost think that in the easier settings, you would go for one of these. Athletic, intellectual, or charismatic. And higher you... Well, let me back that up. The easier ones would probably be good karma, wealthy hair, well-rounded, because you don't have to focus on one specific thing. And the higher you go in difficulty, you'll probably have to focus on one thing, and you'll need an athletic bonus or an intellectual bonus in order to win the game. But for now, like I said, I like to play balance, so we're going to go with the bonus for luck and go with good karma. I hung up my uniform and put my school supplies in my bag. That should do it. Okay, here's our first tutorial. We're going to have a few of these. This story takes place in Sarah, an advanced world on the galaxy's neutral rim. Sarah has a different orbit and revolution speed compared to our Earth, and thus has a unique calendar system. A day on Sarah lasts only 10 hours. To go into detail, every hour contains 100 minutes. That would make work really boring if every hour was 100 minutes. And each minute contains 100 seconds. However, you need not remember this to play Sunrider. Kayto can perform one activity each hour. Further, he must sleep 4 hours a day. Now this is important because, well, I'll get into that later. The duration of a week, month, and year differ as well. And this is actually going to be important later, so everybody keep an eye on the calendar. Each week on Sarah contains 10 days. The 5th, 9th, and 10th days are break days, and all other days are work days. A month contains 5 weeks. There are 10 months in a year. This may seem confusing at first, however, simply remember that there are 10 hours a day, 10 days in a week, 5 weeks in a month, and 10 months in a year. If you remember that, then you should be good to go. Yeah, again, this will be essential, very essential once you see just how fast time moves in this game. Your holo contains essential information, including the calendar. You can open your calendar to see special occasions and holidays. Managing your time effectively is the key to success. You have exactly until the graduation ceremony on the 10th month to make the most out of your year. Have fun and do your best to impress your sister. Oh God. Didn't we just talk about this with the other game? Didn't we just talk about this? Anyway, the end of the year, it was still far away. Plenty of time to figure things out, I suppose. I took a shower and got into bed. Despite my vacation ending, I felt optimistic about the coming year. Who knew what adventures awaited this year? My school life was about to begin. Again. I woke up the next day to sunshine. And we're gonna, again, this is stuff where you really see this in the school. But the level of detail in the 3D artwork is really going to shine in this game. And again, I have this maxed out as big as I could get it without making it full screen so you can see the level of detail. So we'll get into it. A lot of stuff going on. Actually, I'm not going to take this detour because I just got an interesting tweet, but we're not going to take that detour. It's from the people who made this game. I may have let it slip that I'm doing this, but whatever. The first day of school, huh? Well, might as well try my best. Alright, before we get to her, let's take a quick look at the holo. As you can see here, you got your clock, and it'll keep track of your time. Holo, you're going to have stats, items, clubs, and events. Now, let's take a look at how slick this thing is. This will come into play later. We're going to get a tutorial for it. But, if you look here, I can move, not only can I move this menu around, but I can open other sub-menus around it. So, somewhere in the background, Ava is just pissed off that I'm putting a bunch of things in front of her face. But, as you can see, I mean, they really put a lot of effort into the stats, the menu selection, all the different little systems. I mean, even the character stat screen, you can blow it up, you can shrink it. Will it shrink for this video? No, it's not shrinking. Trust me. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you can see it shrinks, it grows out. It has so much minute detail in just the UI, and I really am impressed by that. So we're close to that. We'll get to it later. Calendar. One thing I want to point out before we continue is that all of the special events, or the main events of the game, at least for right now, are already listed out. And that's going to come into play because, again, once you see how fast stuff moves in this game, you're going to want to manage your time comparing, you know, the calendar with the time you got in order to move forward. And, of course, item screen. Don't know what this is for yet because I haven't received any items, but I'm sure that'll happen. And this is the menu screen. Might as well get into this as well. Let me just go ahead and show you while we got the time. This is what I was telling you about difficulty. Waifu mode, of course. That's going to be the easiest mode. But as you can see, it keeps getting harder. And right now we're in original mode. So obviously there will be a tactical, strategic edge to this that other dating sims don't have. And as someone who finds a lot of the dating sim stuff pedantic, I do appreciate that. So that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and hide this and get back to our game. Well, that's not what I meant to do. How do I... There we go. Okay, got it out. I could have just clicked menu, couldn't I? Yeah, I could have just clicked menu. Still learning as I go. Alright, after breakfast, I left the apartment and found Ava waiting outside. Yo. Ava looked reluctantly at me, as if I was not worthy of her gaze. It took you long enough. Come on, let's go before we're late. And again, just talking about, it's not quite as good as the school, but just the minor details of the different apartments here. Very nice. It's still an hour until class. Did you forget? I have to get to school early to deliver the opening ceremony speech. Of course I didn't forget. I'm just not a busybody like you. This is my childhood friend, Ava Crescentia. My favorite thing about her is her smile. Again, you see what I mean about the humor. This game is much more humorous and doesn't take itself quite as seriously as Sunrider. Too bad that in all my years of being her friendly neighbor, I have never seen it. What is there to say about her? She's a high-performing individual with some empathy issues. She's way too critical about everything, and the only enjoyment she gets out of life seems to be mentally outmaneuvering lesser minds. Namely myself. Idiot. See what I mean? Despite that, I, Kayto Shields, have been her loyal friend since we were young enough to bathe together in the same tub. Not to confirm or deny that any such cliche event ever occurred in our lives. I will not want to suggest any kind of special relationship exists between us because it clearly did not. Yes, it did. That's exactly what happened. Alright, this is a pretty good place to stop. Well, before we go, well, no, I'll point it out in the next video, and if you know me, you'll know what I'm about to point out. But, we're going to put a pin in it right here, and when we come back, we'll pick up with our conversation with our childhood friend, and we'll see what else this game has in store for us. Leave a like if you're liking what you're seeing so far. Leave a comment if you have suggestions or you just want to say how good of a job I'm doing so far on this game. And we will talk to you very, very soon. See you in the next video.